Alpha, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. I'm on both of them at the same time.
Oh, you just want to do it like that? Like,
Well, not. What the heck? Let me see you in the link. Let me copy it now.
so hold on. How we gonna do it?
You'll see. Watch. Keep on your channel. Ready? I'm about to send you the link.
Okay, Lawrence doing some other stuff. So now we got. Hold on. We gotta let them know what's going on because I'm almost confused. So I know they may confused. So
You stay on your channel, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'm about to send you. I'm about to send you the link. I'm about to see. Can I put this in the chat room? Oh, I can't comment.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to put it private. Here, I'm about to private it to you.
Just text it.
I can't.
Okay, so Lawrence. So we're gonna do 2 shows at once. We've done this kind of before, but not like a just.
Hit that link. So what you do is you open another browser.
So then John about to come up too now, right?
Yeah.
So do I send him a link too?
You can. It's crazy, man. Yep.
Okay.
You see?
Hey, fuck it. Let's just have an open panel. Let's fuck it. Let's go. Whatever. Because I'm confused myself. I'm getting myself confused here.
You see the link?
So John will come.
When John will come up,
tell John to come to my channel so he can get this link.
Okay, no problem. What's going on, Shantae? What's going on, right? There you go. Oh, we got love there. Here we go.
We got 2 shows going on at once.
Now what I'll do is I'll do this.
So now you the host. So hold on. So just to let y'all know, now Lawrence is the host.
No, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put your screen inside of my my what's going on, D-Straw? I'm gonna put you right in my on my stream so they can see you. Watch how I do this. But we're masters, right? Come on now, come on.
Yep. Impromptu. You threw me for a little. I just start hearing your music.
Alpha, right there, 15. I'm about to do this. I'm gonna cut the sound off on you, and then you'll be linked into my screen. You know what I mean? Like, know how you just pull your commercials up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull you up the same way.
Drive.
This is how you do it.
RPC, where you at? Nelly Nell, where you at?
Let me see. Okay, got you right there.
AV, where you at? So when I click on this, but then how the sound shit gonna go, bro?
You don't need to see. You cut the sound off on yours. You cut the sound off on the actual video that you're streaming through. You know what I mean?
I got a name for this. This is the Mo2 multicast.
Yes. Wait a minute. Let me see.
This is a fire format and idea.
There you go. Alf. There you go. See? What's up, bro?
This is tight because you're leveraging more channels and it's cross promotion.
That's right. Salute, man. Hey, boy. I know. What's going on, everybody? So you watching 2 shows at the same time. You're on Alfie's and you're on mine's, Lawrence D. Adams, on this Black Friday. And don't forget, like he did, don't forget to get my book, The Secret Invisible Crown, Lawrence D. Adams. Get it today. It's on Amazon. And don't forget to get the music. Go on Amazon, put Lawrence D. Adams, get that cut right there that's available. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You got to cut something off. Dude, what's going on, Tribe?
Oh, man, shoot. I'm on my walk right now. Enjoyed Thanksgiving yesterday. Doing what I got to do. I'm about to walk like 7 or 8 miles. So as we do this, I'm going to be walking probably most of the time. Just got a like on one of the apps right now as we're talking.
Here we go. This is what I want. Enter, boom, share.
Yeah,
thank you for the super
I'm just chilling. But when y'all want me to spit something about what I gotta say, I'll let y'all know because I'm pretty much figuring this thing out for real. So.
LDA, can you get that question? Because I got some echo.
Oh, you got to cut something off. Sure, no problem. So I say, can you what is this? Can different seasons, life-changing events, losing someone close to them, change a person from the from better? Maybe weren't feeling the person they were. They were on the level boom. Okay, I see what you're saying. Hold on, let me get this going because I'm trying to do a multi. I gotta run this. Hold on 1 second. Let me figure. I need to get what you're saying onto here. 1 second. Let me stop it. Boom, and do this because I'm a freaking genius. I can figure this out. Window. There we go. We want this. We want that. That's what we want to share. Boom. There we go. Let me add it to the. There we go. There we go. This is how I wanted to look. You see what I did, Alfie? You probably didn't see him. So now you're on my stream, Trav, Unique, and then I'm showing on my screen. And so this is good. This is how you do it. Shout out to everyone. This is Lawrence Adams with the Lincoln class. This is when spirituality in the game combines. We're actually combining the game with Alfie Kingdom in his stream right now. So if you got a question for us, it's a good time to ask a question. As we shoot, we're going to shoot the gift. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as we go live right now. What's going on, Bagley? I see you on both sides. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to everyone that's listening. Hey, Trav, I said you had something going on. I see you live. You're clear on my end now.
Oh yeah, I'm just going on my walk. You know what I'm saying? I got a trip in January to a cruise to Cabo, so I've been really focusing on getting my vanity weight down so I can look great when I'm out there in the water and shit like that. So I've been doing like 7 to 8 mile walks when I can, like every day. Because walking is one of the best ways to shred fat and not lose your muscle base. People think you got to run and be like Sha'Carri Richardson or Usain Bolt or Prefontaine or something like that. But I mean, back in the day, why a lot of people were thin is because we didn't have a lot of technology for public transportation. So we walked, and walking kept a lot of weight off. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's a lot less stress on my knees and all that. I can do this for longevity. So I'm walking and talking and spitting game and taking game.
That's what I'm talking about. I do a lot of walking myself, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so Alfie probably gonna take the echo capitalization off of on his stream. You're definitely right about that. So shout out to everybody that's here. This is Lawrence D. Adams. I'm with Alfie Kingdom and Trav and Unique. We're actually doing 2 shows. We're doing what? Now we're doing 2 shows at the same time. So if you got any questions on my side or on Alfie's side, it's a good time to ask questions. If you're on Facebook and you're watching, because I know I got a lot of people on Facebook who watch, you got any questions today? We've been talking about bringing excellence to the game. So right now, this is a good opportunity to ask questions and to shoot and let us know. No question is too dumb, too small. Just make sure you make sense on what you're talking about. That's the biggest thing. Only thing I ask for. You do anything else, I will ignore you. That's just my rules.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time for that because I have so much other stuff going on.
Okay, you
gotta make sure the video that you're watching me on, the video that you gotta put that on. Go ahead. You good, Alfie?
Yeah. Hey, you know what you might have to do on your StreamYard? What are your settings that you have it on? You probably have to send that to Apu, and then he set it
to be
honest, what?
I'm good because I didn't talk for an hour and stuff. I'm just rocking out with y'all. We didn't switch the people.
Yeah, maybe if he puts on headphones, it might help.
Yeah, and also he got to put the noise cancellation on his on the back end. This is all the learning curve, man. This is what men do. I mean, let me get this. This is what men do. We are designed to figure things out. And then look at what what's her name? What's her name? Tarsha. What's her name? Tarsha. Look what she did. Tarsha, what she's doing, she's insisting on what needs to be done. This is how you know you're in the right flow. Because she knows the back end.
Yeah, we're freestyling this, so we're figuring it out on the fly. And then the next time we do it, but we already see, again, I'm calling this the Motu multicast. I think this is a dope format. That actually, when I worked at ESPN, that's what they would do, is when they would go from one show to the other, they would do a picture-in-picture of both shows and do a segment where both shows are on at the same time, and then that's how they went from one show to the other. So this is kind of doing something like that, but you're combining two audiences together, and it's like Power Rangers. You know, you had the different Zords or whatever, but they combine to make the Megazord, and then they add the Dragon Zord, and then it makes it's like Voltron, but the powers combined. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's exactly what happens. I think what happens is we see it with I see some other content creators who actually collaborate together, and I shout out to them. But also too, it's good that we do this as a collective group, because when you think you have the quarter market on the game, that's when you become a lame. Did I rhyme? I didn't mean to do that. When you think you got the quarter market on the game, you automatically become a lame.
Fact.
That's just the truth of the matter. We have too many people who are lames in the game because they think they got the quarter market on the game and say they can't learn from somebody else. Plain and simple, It doesn't work like that.
Preach that, LDO.
Huh?
Preach that.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm telling you, man. I learned. I'm always in the cycle of learning. That's why I'm going to the place of bringing excellence in the game, is because I'm always learning about the game. I don't know it all.
Yeah.
When you think you know it all is when you destined to fall, and you're going to see that you don't know it all. Plain and simple.
It's a never-ending cycle, LDA.
Yeah, man, it is, because those who I'm unique. I'm glad you said it's a cycle. It becomes a cycle of insanity with most people because they think they have the quarter market on the game. And that's what happens when you think you have the quarter market on the game. You get exposed.
Yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to chime in on. I like that.
Y'all hear me?
I think, all right, you sound better now.
Don't hear we can hear you, Alfie.
No echo, too.
You can hear me good, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, it's perfect. Hey, remember those settings, like screenshot it or write it down, and then you have it for next time. I think it's Shift Apple 4 or Shift Apple 3, one of the two. Shift Apple 4 lets you select part of the screen. Shift Apple 3 does the whole thing. And just keep that on deck. You can always refer back to your notes. But yeah, the analogy I like to use for that is it's like Tom Brady with his time with the Patriots. We all know Tom Brady is the best quarterback to ever play in the NFL. There's no denying that. But yet Bill Belichick made him earn his spot every year still. He was never handed the position every year. He earned it every year, and he wanted to earn it every year. So that accountability is why he's the best in the game, because he never rested on his laurels, as they say, which he could have. But there's a reason why Tom Brady is defying age and is in his 40s, still one of the top quarterbacks in the league, still winning championships. And then people are like, oh, well, he was with the Patriots. He had Belichick. He went to a whole new organization with another head coach, took over more of the calling reins, and still won a championship.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think a lot of guys get delusional when it comes to the game, is that they are they forget that it's a challenge that you constantly got to improve on. And you think, well, I got so many when I did this, I've been doing, dude. You're not there. Unique. I know you got something to say. Come on, I know you do, man. Let me pull your card.
Yeah, basically, it made me think about what Steve the Dean Williams always says. Now, shout out to him when he would say that, for example, when it comes to approaching women, for example, should we say, he would always say that, okay, I made the move in 7 moves, but what could I have done to have done it in 5 moves instead of 7? So basically, it's like even Michael Jordan, and even though he has so much success, but he wanted more. He wanted to reach a higher level. So what you guys were talking about is, I think some people You know, a lot of guys, when they think they probably made it, they get stale and they think, okay, I don't need to do anything further now. Whereas, like, they should be achieving, you know, higher. You know, if like Steve the Dean would say, shout out to him, he would say, look, if I made the moves in 7 this time, next time, how can I make the moves in 5?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about non-stop developing, non-stop learning. So, and it's non-stop lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my opinion.
So let me ask a question too. Well, you know what? It's supposed to be everybody else asks a question. I get into that mode and immediately start asking questions. But I do have a question for both of you guys. Unique. If I ask you this question, what do you think it means to bring excellence to the game?
What does it mean to bring excellence to the game?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To you.
Well, what does it mean to bring excellence to the game is basically what it basically means is you're coming from a humble point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically seeing things at all angles, you know, that kind of thing. And also, you come in with a point of view where, like, you could probably learn something from somebody else. Like, and some people might think that they know it all. And like you said, LDA, not everyone knows it all. It's like yourself. You're constantly learning. So if you're coming from a humble point of view, that could be excellence as well. And also, like, you could come from a point of view where you could bring value to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a different variety of answers that I can give to that question.
Mm-hmm. Trav.
Yeah, I think a thing about excellence is you should strive for it, and that comes from putting in the work and getting results on a consistent basis. But I think what happens is I know this is what happens, is that on these platforms, everybody wants to preordain themselves as excellent before they are excellent.
Come on.
People aren't letting the results and the receipts speak for themselves. And especially with this, when it comes to there's other things where I'll be quicker to be like, you know, I know some about that, but I still will play humble.
Mm-hmm.
But especially with this, with like dating and who's doing this, and who's doing that, if people think you have game, it's going to resonate with your aura and what you say and the results you provide. So it's like, you know, I came into this game asking questions, and I still do, getting consultations, and I kept saying, I'm not going to be a dating coach. I'm not going to do this. But over time, people start seeing me in Office chat, LDA's chat on the panels, and I started getting people inboxing me, hey, what should I do? And I was like, you know, you should probably talk to these guys. And they were like, no, I want to get it from you. I like your point of view. So it's like, and I'm still humble to say there's still more I need to learn, but let people crown you. You will know if you're excellent because people will tell you are excellent. You don't need to tell people you are excellent. Mm. And if you are going to say that, you better be ready to back it up right away.
Facts. Yeah.
Oh, no, so I was going to say, you know, Travis, I had the same thing as you where, you know, I've had people say I should create my own channel, that kind of thing. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to do that because I'm always going to be a student of the game. And like you said, Travis, you have to back up your content and what you want to teach people, basically. So yeah, I do agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's when your mama called while you're doing the show. Your mama called you while you. Hey, how'd you like that turkey yesterday? Yeah, man. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to everyone, by the way.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. I had kind of chimed in and said, I could spit something on the online dating stuff. But the only reason why I did that is because behind the scenes, you know, I would talk to LDA or other people and we would kind of like share notes like, hey, here's what I'm doing, here's what you're doing. And just humbly, you know, LDA would tell me, like, LDA is one of the main people. I'm going to give you credit for that, LDA. You were like, man, like, the shit you're showing me or sorry, I shouldn't cuss. I know you don't want to do a channel, but you're like, man, the stuff you're showing me, man, that your hinge looks like it's popping. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm just like, okay. You know, and when people start telling me that over and over again, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna speak on this because people were telling me before I told myself.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you, man, my hands was looking like a beret. Well, my hands was looking like the Zoot troop, like I was running a circus or something, or I was at the zoo all the time. I said, I ain't never seen so many hippos in my life. I said, I don't know which it is, me or is it Hinge. But it also, to a good point that you made, Trav, is this: it depends on your demographics.
Yep.
The demographics. War Report, you there? I think that's him, right?
Hey, no, this is me with Bailey, aka Matt Bones / Matt Bones. Hey, Alfie, brother player, how you doing?
Good. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, I'm up there just taking care of some basic finessing this morning, man. And like I told you in the chat, man, I'm up there like doing some deep seduction scriptures by Scorpio the Entertainer, Cousin Tito. So I'm sort of like improving on my masculine mastery for a minute, man. And then ever since I've been applying these results, I'm getting like results and dealing with the women without having to say anything.
Whoa. Say that again for those in the back of the room, man. Say that what?
By learning about masculine mastery and dealing with the inner workings and basics of primal and true masculinity. I need to get good results from dealing with women without having to say anything. Because the thing is, when your aura resonates with the frequency of truth, women would be eager to be blessed by the presence of your essence.
That's game right there. That's game right there.
That's facts. By the way, I think his network is a bit static, or is it just me?
Yeah, his network is static. I'm not sure what.
Okay.
Now I want to chime in and I agree with everything I said. But I want to put another perspective in because when I was coming into the game, I thought I was having certain problems because maybe, I wasn't enough, or I was fucking up here and there. Sorry, I shouldn't cuss. I was messing up here and there, blah, blah, blah. And no one goes 100%. Tom Brady's throws interceptions. Michael Jordan's missed game-winning shots. So let's just be real about that. But we talk about if you have this aura or you're a complete man, the women are going to choose and they're going to follow your program. And a lot of times, yes, that's true. And that's the dynamics you want. But there's going to be a lot of women, if you are that are not going to choose on you and are not going to follow your program because they want control of the relationship. Because they might be super feminist. Because there are women that would rather complain being with a weak man because they are still in a power position where they don't have to be held accountable. But when someone hasn't been held, it's like a star athlete that has to that loses their talent or loses their ability. Now they have to come off the bench. They don't want to come off the bench. They've never had to come off the bench their whole life. So now the coach goes, hey, I know you were the man. You got to come off the bench now. They're like, I'm not doing that. But it's like, bruh, like, you're not who you used to be, or now you're at a different team now where you're not the best player anymore. You got to humble yourself. A lot of women aren't going to want to do that, especially later in their life. And they're in their 30s and 40s and have been used to jerking men around. And now that they come into across a man that has his stuff together, it is going to make her have to step her game up. Why would she do that if she can go run and be with a simp?
Yeah, but Travis, the thing is, like, isn't that a sad state of affairs in a sense where, okay, they'll end up settling for these for these guys, but yeah, they won't respect these guys. They will probably resent these guys. They will cheat on these guys with like men like you, men like me, and men like LDA, Alfie, etc. Don't you think that's sad?
Yeah, and the thing is if there are those women that don't choose on you, good, because those are the dynamics you want anyway. So it shouldn't deter you from wanting to be that complete man, because you want to source women and find women that are going to appreciate you for your thoroughness and for what you're bringing to the table and submit from earning their submission and follow your program. But don't think now I got to this level. Now it's like I got Game Genie. It's like infinite lives. I got infinite women. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna strike out. Like, nah, there's gonna be women that are gonna still test you. There's still gonna people that are not gonna follow your program. There's great leaders. There were great leaders that are universally seen as great leaders, but shoot, Martin Luther King had haters. Jesus Christ was a perfect man and he was killed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Shout out,
I just want people to think about that.
Shout out, I got John on here.
Even Al Roger Kerr had to deal with rejection before he became the #1 guru he is today.
Yeah.
He had to deal with rejection back in the day.
Yeah. So, and I'm not saying anybody's wrong. No one's wrong what they're saying. It's just I want to show other sides of the game too that don't get talked about as much. If that makes sense.
No, I agree, Travis. And like you said, Travis, women will avoid you because you're masculine. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing about women, when you have certain females that have a dysfunctional frequency of being combative and toxic masculinity themselves, they're not going to be willing to challenge a truly masculine man. They're always going to go for the weak, effeminate man. You know, like Ron Wills, he calls those type of women the Amazon women. And he calls the effeminate men that back them up knows the shadow man. And you know, that's the problem I had. You know, because with some of these dysfunctional females try to come along with me, they try to come back because they're not used to dealing with the masculine man to desire. Because that's what I've been raised up to be with my uncle. My uncle didn't want to hear me, complain about stuff. So now you're gonna shut up because your mama ain't here, I'm here. So while we're here, we're gonna do this protocol.
Shout out, I got John on the background. John, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, I don't care. Yeah, so John, we're on Alfie's stream and my stream at the same time. So we sort of pretty much merge them together. So you can, I don't know if you want to, I'm on both sides. So I'm like, I'm on Alfie's and on mine's at the same time. That's why
you guys are hosting. I gotta pick one.
Huh?
I said you guys are hosting. I'd have to pick one.
Oh, you have to pick one? Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You can't be on both at the same time. Yeah, but shout out to you. You can see on my screen. You can see the Alpha stream, correct?
I can hear them fine.
Yeah. Okay.
They just probably can't hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you. Can you guys hear Jono?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Good. So go ahead. I'm sorry, guys. So y'all were talking.
Yeah. That's the thing I learned my experiences on this journey of being a masculine man. When you deal with a dysfunctional woman that's used to being toxic and dysfunctional and being overly masculine, she's gonna find dealing with a truly masculine man to be a challenge that she's not ready to deal with because she's still used to dealing with like a whole bunch of weak, effeminate niggas. And then when she come across you as a truly masculine man, she gets frustrated, man, because she knows in your essence, you can't back down because that's what you really are, a masculine man. You live in that. You embody in that.
And sometimes what happens too is like, because I've had this situation many times where I'll deal with a woman and it's super high interest and we get physical the first day I meet her and stuff like that. And I know I did my thing and, I was handling business because of, what we did, right? I won't get too graphic. I know, with LD's channel. But with that said, they can still dip out too quick. And you'll be like, well, wait a minute, everything went perfect. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? And then some of these girls, we were following each other on social media. Later, I'll see their boyfriends that they have after they mess with me. And they'll be like, man, this dude looks like a chump compared to me, and everything's subjective. But I'm like, man, this dude look like he don't got no like stuff going on for himself. He look weak. but why is this woman with him? But you got to think that woman may see him more and her more on the same level, and you were too high of a level for her. So even though she physically enjoyed you, she didn't see you as relationship material because she was not ready for you. That doesn't mean you didn't have game.
You did with the sexual attention or the non-sexual attention. Shout out to Kirby.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean you didn't have game. That doesn't mean you didn't know what you did. You didn't seduce her, but she saw that as, hey, either I'm not ready for a guy like this, or he's super attractive, but that's not a guy I would want to be in a relationship with. But I'll give him some because I know it'll be good.
So according to what she wants, according to her mind, according to her personality, what she's at.
Right.
So
basically
that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Unique.
So I was going to say, yeah, Travis. Basically, they find men like you overwhelming, basically. And when I say overwhelming, I mean that's respect to you, by the way. But yeah, from their point of view, they find your masculinity. They find you stand in the square, overwhelming, basically.
Well, it's like this, right? It's just part of it is lack of confidence, because it's like, okay, like for example, this chick could be really attractive, but her career is not together, or she has a child. So yeah, you did everything right. She had a great time. The first date, you guys hook up, you guys do what you got to do, and you're like, man, that went perfect. It's like when you play baseball, when you hit a home run, because you have that feeling of the ball on the bat on the ball. You're like, oh, it's gone by first contact. Everything went perfectly right. But then it didn't go that far because she put in her head, hey, I'd rather bail now and deal with somebody else because this guy's not going to lock me down. Yeah, I enjoyed myself, but why would he deal with a woman like me? I got too much baggage. He's not going to take me serious.
Hey,
I enjoyed it.
So
yeah, real quick. Hey, shout out to Black Wolf for that super chat. My man in Fresh Prince CL was telling me we would be friends. I said I already know him, fool. Hey, Lawrence, my outside. I gotta go holler at him. So all right, you guys go on the LDA chat. I appreciate y'all time. Appreciate y'all, brother. So y'all go to Lawrence D. Adams to the other spot because get my car fixed. You already know I've been having car issues, so they outside and shit.
Peace.
All right,
All right.
Okay.
That's why I was outside. The dogs, and then he called me. I had to do all of that.
Peace.
Okay, peace. Peace out. I'll jump on LDA. Okay, bye.
All right, join LDA.
Cool. Look at that. What do I do? Boom. What's going on, man?
So, I mean, couldn't it be that, we all live in a world where we don't want to give too much on either side?
Yeah.
We're all afraid, right? We're all afraid of what we give up might be taken for granted or taken away from us. That power that we think we have would be taken from us because we gave so much of ourselves and our vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why there's always this pullback after taking a chance or taking an attempt to, be commingled with somebody. It's because we're afraid. We have our own insecurities about us. We don't know what's possible. So we hold back as much as we can. We give a little, we don't give enough, but we give a little just to see what's possible. What's the test? And then they go back and say, okay, well, that test didn't work out pretty good. So, I'm done with the situation. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The real attempt should be in giving as much as you can without being afraid of losing anything, because you didn't really lose anything by giving something away, like your kindness, your love. You're giving it away, but they can't keep it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Some people think they got this vault that they're holding in their hand. That's their heart and everything like that. Guess what? You can't give it away. What you should do is not let it take you away. Right.
I'm multitasking. I gotta figure out how to do this right quick. Jeez Louise. Shout out to you, Riley, for the $20 super chat. Let me do this. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to add people up now. Boom, there we go. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate it. I see him on Instagram all the time. Shout out Thinking Classes in Motion. There's Trav, there is Unique, and and Mahogany. You're welcome to come up. We get to hear your voice too, Mahogany. I see you saying
yeah.
So everyone is here live. Good. We made that good transition. You see what I wrote? Ain't that something what I wrote, Jono? You can't make this up, can you?
Where'd you see it?
See what I wrote to you in the inbox. It's crazy.
Okay.
You see what I wrote? It's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People don't understand how we do this thing. Man, you're unique, man. It's good to have you over here. We're here Monday through Fridays at 12:30 or 11:30, 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, but it's Friday, so we go a little bit longer. Unique, go ahead. Trav, you still there? Come on, chime in. Let's get it going. Straight G's, what's going on? Mahogany, sure, I try to, Monique, Mahogany, you're welcome to come up too. So we're going to just open the panel up. We haven't did a panel like this before, John, have we?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, so we got it going on. If y'all missed yesterday, man, Don Coolio comes in, dude. He dropped some. He's in the UK too, man. He said some things yesterday. Amazing. But yeah, continue the conversation. Trav, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Let's continue the conversation we were talking about on alphas.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, basically, I mean, when you have a light and you're on you're doing what you got to do, that doesn't just mean that everyone's going to be attracted to you or stick around. That's why the most successful people have the most haters. You know what I mean? Because the thing is especially if somebody comes from a similar background as you and you're doing more with your time on this planet than they've done, you're a mirror of what they're not doing. So you could be a positive person. You could always help them out. And this is something I've dealt with a lot. You could always help people out. You could always have good things to say about people. You could never try to step on people's toes. You could do all that. But that doesn't mean that because your aura is so complete and you're a reflection of what people are, that they're not going to have ill feelings towards you or start acting sideways towards you.
I'm glad you said that. Let me say something to this. I've been in study for the past 2 days on what you just said. I hope y'all are ready for this. The issue is not in the other person. The issue is in us. Because in the words of Jono, who's here, the common denominator is who?
You.
Yeah, sometimes we just don't know how to handle information. We don't know how to process it. Mm-hmm. Somebody walked past you. Oh, I just got a promotion. You're like, well, F that guy. I don't like that. It's not me. Where's my promotion? See, you don't know how to consume that information properly. You don't know how to process the fact that by you being grateful and thankful for them, it will bring you up in a new direction. A lot of people just really hear out for self, and some of the what you call quote unquote alpha, strategy, not the strategy, but the alpha male position is basically a stance. It's not to get you anywhere. It's just to literally dig your heels in the ground or in the sand so you don't move. I'm just going to be the way I am. I'm never going to change. I'm never going to do anything different. This is the way I am. She should understand who I am. And guess what? That closes doors for you. Your vulnerability does not make you letting yourself become vulnerable and open to change and open to situations does not make you penetrable by defense system. You can still have a defense system that works, but it should not include excluding everybody else.
I want to feed off what Travis said. So who's the other guy's name, LDO?
That's Jono.
Oh, Jono. Nice to meet you, Jono. Yeah, just to feed off what Jono said and what Travis said. There's a good quote by Desmond Washington where he says that the people who will criticize you will not be the people above you. It will always be the people beneath you. And it's always been that way all the time. So, yeah, I just want to add in that.
Let me say something. Let me say this. So what I was getting at is this. If they're criticizing you, which is going to happen, and it does happen, the thing to realize, where inside of me am I criticizing me for me to recognize that they're criticizing me?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what I was studying. So let me break it down in the context of the game of what we're talking about. If and I broke this down to somebody today, if she's not submitting to you, right? If she's not submitting to you, and that's a problem, where are you not submitting to your mission? So she has nothing to reflect to submit to. It starts with inside of the man. What happens is on these YouTubian streets, we have always put the blame on the wrong person and say, hey, it's me because I am the God.
Mm-hmm.
I am the creator of my world. If she comes in and she does not submit, whose problem is it really? Oh, it's the woman.
It should never even be a question. That was what I've been bringing up all week.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to ask.
You know what, John? Correct. Absolutely. LDA. I tell you something. I've been thinking about this for ages, and I actually mentioned this when I called into Kazagin 20's live stream last week or so. So shout out to Kazagin and to Dave and to CJ who co-host with one another. And I said that I think in these spaces, I'm not sure if everyone would agree or disagree with me, but to wanting a woman to submit, it's like you're begging for it. You should never ever beg a woman to submit. Do you know how a woman submits to you? Is when she observes the way you are, she observes the way you live, she observes your actions. Like for example, you could be someone. Here's an example. You could be someone who goes to a gym. I've had this happen to me, where I will go to a gym, and you can actually mention this in a conversation with a woman. Say, look, the gym is important to me because number one, it's health. Number two, it maintains yourself attractive, and also, I believe that relationships and marriages fail because one of the reasons is people tend to lose themselves and get too comfortable. And what happened without me saying anything? The woman, she started going to the gym herself. I didn't have to say anything because she knew that the gym was important to me. She knew that health was important to me. And also in her mind, she's thinking, okay, for me to maintain myself attracted to this man, I'm going to keep myself in shape. Not only for myself, obviously, because obviously you work out for you, but also in her mind, she's thinking, you know what? I'm working out for myself, but I'm also working out for him because it's what he likes. That's how you make a woman submit. Unfortunately, in these spaces, you get men saying, or should I say males saying, I want a woman to submit. I want her to submit. You're begging. She won't. If you're going to beg for her to submit, she won't do it.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's not new language to me. I've heard it all the time. But I've watched some of my superiors, some of my elders in my life. They didn't have to do that. And the ones who did ask, they didn't get it. They ended up being alone. Your mic sounds okay.
They got to begrudgingly and not out of place of love.
Exactly. I've always seen the ones who were asking for it. They were doing it from I don't want to say straight up abusive state, but it was never voluntary. It was never voluntary. And what you got to understand is that you have people where you had a person where it was a two-way street. And they felt the love from both ends and felt like contributing. It's not submission. It's contribution.
That's why I said it starts in the. I don't care. I know they don't like it on here. These YouTubians, they may not like it. It starts within you, man. Reason why she's not submitting. Like you gave the excellent example, Unique. If you go into the gym, guess what you're gonna start doing? I decided I bought some new tennis shoes.
She may like the idea and want to participate.
My point exactly, man.
Contribution, participation, and cooperation. Those are words that are not being used in these alpha level conversations. Because you think there's supposed to be some kind of separation between the two of you. But no, the things that bring you together, there's not that much difference between a man and a woman. Okay, there's not that much difference. But you are dwelling on the differences when you stick to those type of dependencies because you figure, oh, now that I'm so well established in my male-isms, a woman's supposed to just be the opposite attracting of it. And that's not true. It's what makes you congruent that makes you compatible. The differences is what you need in a person, but what you want are the similarities.
Yeah. because it's like I said, that she will be a reflection of you, and she will mimic what you do. Absolutely.
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Trav.
A part of getting submission too, that a lot of men don't talk about, is a lot of it comes down to sourcing. Who are you picking to deal with?
Thank you.
Because if you're picking some woman that has totally idealistic or different ideals, which they have the right to have, and then you're trying to convert all these women, what is the point? Like, unless that's just like something you get a kick out of, but even with that, why do you want to put all that energy in when you can find somebody that's equally as attractive and already thinks similar to you? Because all it is going to do is you guys already align ideal wise, life wise, value wise already, so there's less work to put in. The submission will come a lot quicker because it's like that's already a path she wants to take. Now you're somebody that can help her with her path and take it to the next level. So of course she's gonna hop on because it's beneficial to both parties. You know, you want symbiotic relationships. So why are you trying to just find people that are so different and convert them? And the reason why is because you're trying to convert their ideals because of attraction. And that's where you have to have game and ism, because you have to be able to look at yourself and go, you know what, we totally don't see the same, but I want to hit this so bad that I'm going to try to convert this person, or I want her to submit to me. And it's like, nah, just go find somebody else that you're equally attracted to that's already thinking like you.
Listen, let's escape all disbelief here, okay? It comes from the way we grew up, okay? You have two types of situations and two types of outcomes when you get the way you grow up, okay? You either have a single parent household where the single parent shows you how being single is the best way to survive. You have a two-parent household where being a two-parent household is the right way to survive. Now, you could either take each of those experiences positively and embrace them, or you're going to take them negatively and disseminate them out of your existence. But one of those four scenarios is the reason why you are the way you are. And what you should be trying to do is getting yourself going from one way of thinking where it is just that way to exploring the other side. Nobody says being together is the right way either, but some people will take their togetherness and push it on somebody else to a point where they don't even want to do it because look how they think they're happy. They're not really happy. Or you could look at somebody single and say, well, you're single, you're trying to convince us being single, but you're not really happy. You see, it's about how you take the experience. If you take the experience and just see all the bad in the other side, you're never going to get anywhere. And what I'm noticing, the whole point of the whole alpha thing is really to keep you separated. It's proving singularity. It's proving the fact that, there's no way I'm going to cooperate unless I have my list of demands met. And guess what? That's the reason why you on by yourself and single right now. And I'm telling you, I'm proving over 25 years of permanent relationships that guess what? You don't have to lose your identity by aligning yourself with somebody you care about. It's a very simple task. All you got to do is just be you. You're not becoming somebody else. Just be you.
Absolutely. And you know what? Feeling of what John just said there, and also what Travis said earlier on when we were on Alfie's stream. Travis said about first coming into the game. What were your objectives? What is it that you wanted to achieve when coming to the spaces? And I must admit, speaking for myself, it was all about the women. It was. So I won't deny that. But listening to men like, because first I came across Steve, from O'Shea Jew Jackson's stream. I came across Steve, and then the floodgates opened to Lakara, to Miles, to Kzaga, to LDA, Alfie, etc., etc. And listening to these men, they've taught me that it's not about the women, it's about you, it's about your manhood. And unfortunately, I think so many guys who have been in the spaces for quite a while said they've got no excuses. They're still not making it about themselves. They're continuing to make it about the woman, and unfortunately, it's going to continue that way. And yes, I wanted to chime in on that.
So that's to talk about that. What happens is what we teach over here. It always starts within. It always comes with you as an individual. Okay, I got somebody that popped up. I got to see who popped up. Oh no! Look, see, you talk about a woman. Guess who shows up?
Mahogany.
You.
Is it her?
Yes, it's Mahogany. Look what
yes, yes, sexy Mahogany. Oh, there she is.
How y'all doing?
Hey.
Mahogany.
Hey.
I had to get rid of the dog. I was walking my dog. I had to get rid of him for a little bit. But I got a little bit of time.
Fantastic.
Go ahead. Good. So I'm gonna ask you a question because as soon as you came on, Unique was saying something. Do you think, because you've been around these spaces a pretty long time, have you think the men missed it by focusing on women instead of focusing on themselves?
A little bit. I do think that every conversation should not veer towards women. I think it should be, and it doesn't have to necessarily be just about themselves either. It could be about just other things that are important to people. You know what I mean? Like financial advice and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Investing, if that's what you're into. Working out, if that's what you're into. Health. Because men have other interests besides women, but I think sometimes when you just talk about women, it just looks like that's all you're interested in, and we know that that's not true. Did I answer the question?
Oh yeah, you answered the question perfectly. Because you came right, you dropped right into it.
I wish there was a way. This is so awkward. I'm on my phone, obviously.
I'm
not.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you another question because you bringing the you're gonna yang to what we're talking about. Because men have so a lot of time in these spaces maybe focusing on women. As a woman, how would that make you feel when a man is focused on his, per se, what he's called to do, his purpose, or whatever the case may be? How do you look at him differently versus a man that's always focused on the women?
I think I would take him a lot more serious and more. That's my opinion. Definitely more serious, because women it shouldn't be your main focus. It just shouldn't. There's too much going on, So.
Can I ask you a question as well?
Sure.
As a woman, would you notice that your focus on a person is different when they have a purpose that would complete you both, as opposed to a purpose that just focuses on making you happy?
Yes.
Oh yeah. These aren't hard questions. Y'all gotta ask me some hard stuff.
It's a lead up. Trust me, I throw grenades, so this is a lead up.
Yeah, okay. But why?
So in that same spirit, why do you think there are people that will try their best to work on the other person than working on the relationship?
Because I think sometimes people don't see. It's easier, to be honest, to focus on someone else instead of do the hard work and look at yourself. It's always easier to put the emphasis onto the other person to actually deal with the stuff you need to deal with. And that's just true in general with women and men. It's always easier to say, well, if we fix this about you, then, our relationship would be perfect. And that's not true, because it takes two to participate in anything, even dysfunction. It takes two. God knows I know that. I'll use myself as an example. I've been in relationships. I'm happy now, but I've been in relationships that I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking to deal with that? But I realized mentally I was not focused on what I should have been focused on. So when you focus on yourself, I always say this and it sounds corny, but like you attract, when your energy is more positive, you attract positivity. It's just the truth. When I was in those relationships, I didn't feel very good about myself, and I guess it showed, and it attracted those type of people. So when you focus on yourself and just building and doing good things, people tend to gravitate towards that, and then they also want to be a part of that.
It's true. You're putting your best face forward.
Yeah, I like and for instance, I've always been kind of big on working out. But you know, I hate to tell too much of my business. He was into working out, but when he saw me getting up in the morning to go do it, it was like, okay, she's serious. So now we make time and we do it together. But sometimes you have to be that inspiration in people, you know, in their lives. You have to sometimes make the first step. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be domineering about it. Sometimes just do it and see how they respond to you. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, because the obvious choice would be to consider it competition. And when you're in a relationship, you're not in competition with each other. You're in congruency.
Right. That's true.
That goes back to what Trav was saying. What did Trav say? Have someone who is in the interest of what you're doing. People are picking wrong.
Yeah.
We're picking. Let me say this, and I'm gonna have to be a little raw. We're picking with the little head and not the big head. It's the truth. When you pick with the little head, you're going to always pick for the immediate pleasure. But when you pick with the right head, you're going to pick for the long run, and that's how you pick correctly. Because that'll have you on a drug. That'll have you going crazy when you pick with the little head. You pick with the right head, you're going to pick correctly, and you're going to choose the right women in your life who compliments you, and you compliment her. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Pleasure is the reward for relationship goals, not for relationship time passed.
I'll go after Travis. Go on, Travis.
Yeah, I was going to say this, and I wanted Mahogany to answer my question. I think this is a huge part of game that men get wrong. And you tell me if I'm right. I think men don't know how to be sexy without the element of sex. Does that make sense?
Her connection.
So what say you said, Travis?
Right when you try, what do you do, Trav, man? You're like,
but here's what I'm saying. This is what I noticed in the YouTube sphere when it comes to when people are learning game is that they just want like quick answers that go from to the bedroom real quick. So they think it has to be centered around just sexual stuff because it's like you have to introduce sex and you got to escalate, escalation and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's back right now. All right, let me ask a question. Mahogany, can you hear me?
I can now start my signal as I'm walking. I'm losing signal, so I'll try and kind of stick around near my house. I don't know. Okay.
So here's a question. I think this is one of the biggest parts of the game that men don't understand, and this is why they strike out. And you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Men don't know how to be sexy without the element of sex, if you follow what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Because, and this is what I mean by that. So you find a woman who has your interests in line. You guys, what you should do is relationships and networking and all that, it's sales. So what did the Wolf of Wall Street, the real one, say, Jordan Belfort? They're like, how would you sell me this pen? The first thing he said is, well, I can't sell you the pen if you don't want it sold to you. You have to want this pen first for me to sell it to you. That's the problem with a lot of men. They're trying to sell themselves, which you shouldn't do anyway, but you're trying to place your bid for a woman that's not interested in what you have to offer. So with that said, once you do that and find a woman that's in your market, if you have conversation and you show that you will share time together to where you'll be like Aladdin and take her to a whole new world, you know what I'm saying? Once you do that, you know what I mean? That's going to make her attractive. And you don't even have to talk about sex. You don't even have to try to touch her. You don't have to do all these things. But all those things are going to arouse her to where she's going to be curious about that because, damn, this guy has so much to offer. I hope he doesn't suck in that realm. And she's going to get curious. I wonder what it's like. And all of that is going to spark that because you know what? You could be with a woman and not be the best lover she's ever had. But she'll leave a guy that might be a little better, who doesn't turn her on mentally because she'll think, well, I can get to that level with this guy, but that guy turns me on a bunch outside of it. That's what pimps know, and that's why they're able to have stables of women, even though there's guys who are super gigolo type dudes and just trying to knock it down, because they know how to capture her more outside of the bedroom than just in the bedroom. Most of life is not in the bedroom, it's outside the bedroom.
I want to say this too, like that's exactly right. Like, as far as what you were saying about most of life being outside of the bedroom, but like for women, with sex and sexual attraction, I dare to say 90% of it does not happen in the bedroom. It does not. It happens throughout the day, throughout just, the way you talk to her, your tone of voice, how you treat her in the morning. Do you kiss her goodbye in the morning before you leave? Do you maybe text her throughout the day? It's those little things. I watch a lot of TV, and it's funny. A lot of the guys that have complaints about not being able to get sex from their wives, but they literally don't show the woman no attention until it's that time. Well, by that time, she's cold as ice, honey. You got to keep her warm. So,
What do we say last week, Jono? You gotta preheat the oven before you put the cooking in.
Yes, marination, baby. Yeah.
Most guys, didn't we say that, Jono?
Absolutely.
Gotta preheat the oven before you.
If you want to have a great Friday, you better start on Monday.
Yeah.
I want to say this to you fellas. A shout out to you guys. You're all such great gentlemen. I met you all through Alfie Kingdom. Adore you guys. I am gonna go get my dog real quick, and maybe I can come back on.
But Mahogany,
Sure.
how long do you have right now?
A few minutes. He's just waiting.
Okay.
I got him tied up.
Okay, yeah. But before I let you go, actually, I want to chime in what you said and what Travis said as well. You said about kissing her goodbye in the mornings, send a text message throughout the day. Basically, like LDA said, like keep it marinated. Flirtatious texts. Like, for example, I could be married to you, Mahogany, and you could be at work, and I could send you a text saying, "Oh, well, how's my baby doing?" That kind of thing, and you could say, "I'm so busy, blah blah. I'm at my desk at the moment." I could say, and I could say to you, "Look, why don't you unbutton your shirt just sneakily, show me that cleavage, just send me a selfie of yourself." No, that kind of thing, you know. And also, like, I want to ask you a question as well. I was saying about how these spaces, so many men wanted women to submit. Now, in my personal opinion, I think so many guys in this space are begging women to submit. Whereas, if you have a guy, if you have a man who knows what he's doing, you observe the way he lives, you observe the way he speaks, you observe the way his actions, etc., etc. Would you agree that more often than not, that a woman would mimic what he's doing? Like, for example, I gave an example of the gym, where I had a woman, or I still have her because I still see her to this day, where she knew that the gym was important to me. And in conversation, I said to her, like, the importance of going to the gym, not only, to maintain yourself in shape and sex and everything, but also health as well and stuff. And then lo and behold, she started going to the gym herself. Now, she started working out for herself, but she knew that it was important to me to maintain herself attractive and to maintain herself in shape for me as well. So my question to you is this: would you agree that a woman would automatically submit to a man even without him saying anything?
Yes, that's the way it usually happens. That's the way it usually happens. Think about it. How many men actually with their women have to say, "Go in that kitchen, make me a sandwich"? It doesn't happen like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? She might just see that you just got off from work. Hey, do you want something to eat? That's her submitting, but you don't have to crack the whip to get it done. So yeah.
Well, Mahogany, go ahead and take care of what you need to take care of. You can come back up, and we'll keep going.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
All right, Mahogany. Take care, my love.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good to have that yin and yang there. I think that's
She's great. She's great.
It's good to have that yin and the yang, because sometimes what happens is if you only hear a man saying this, because I hear some people in this space, oh, this space is contaminated with women. If you don't hear from the other side, how you know about the other side so much? Unless
you know what? I got a bad habit. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You may not like what I'm gonna tell you right now on this channel. I got a really bad habit. I don't listen to nobody.
That's the best way.
I don't listen to nobody.
Yeah.
So because my wife walks in the room and tells me something, it's not because she's my wife. It's because I trust what she says based on what she's done for me. You get what I'm saying? It's not the title. I know she's smart and intelligent in what decisions she's made. So now I have a new platform built where it has nothing to do with femininity or masculine or I'm the chief for the house and she's the subservient. It's not built on none of that. We listen to each other because we have built a history with each other that allows that type of communication.
Yeah, that's
fair. If I'm being stubborn, it's because I feel like it. And if I want to listen, it's because I trust you can participate at this moment.
Jono, I want to, propose a question to you. You're married, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Congratulations. My belief is that I think in these spaces, I think long-term relationships and marriages don't get talked about much. It's all about short-term game, which many of us know as men. Short-term game is very easy, but my belief is this: that long-term relationships and long-term marriages, that's where the real game is. So I wanted your opinion on that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you. And I'll give you my whole story. I'm married twice, long term. My first marriage was 7 years, and my current one is now more than 16 years. And I'm not that old. I'm only 44. But so that means I'm committed to being in a long-term relationship whenever I'm with somebody. You get what I'm saying? So and I've had plenty of, relationships on the side that were not so successful. But what I can tell you is, in this particular situation, you have to put in more work after the fact. All your tricks are done. When you become, what time you coming home, or what I already know what you're gonna want to eat. I already know how you like stuff. It's like that predictability could really interfere with the success of thinking that you're on your game. So unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you would look at it, you gotta switch it up. I always switch it up. I will leave the house in one car, and I'll go drive down the street. I'll come right back 10 minutes later. Oh, wait, I thought you left the house. Nah, I didn't feel like leaving no more. What? I thought you had something to do. See, there you go, thinking again. There you go, thinking again. I changed my mind. I want to stay home and hang out with you. You see what I'm saying? If you become predictable, then what happens is they find places to fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
I'll say what my wife's saying right here. It's not because I'm trying to throw her off her game. I really did change my mind, and I'm allowed to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or she told me, "Oh, I'm making chicken tonight." I was like, "Oh, well, I was thinking about ordering from Outback," and she so falling right in line. She's not being subservient. She likes the idea we're gonna do takeout. You get what I'm saying? It's not a subserviency. It's called agreement.
and also Jono as well. I know it's easy said and done. What LDA said about keeping the relationship or interaction with a woman, keeping it marinated. Yeah, I know it's easy said and done because I know that you start getting used to each other, and then your daily routine takes over, responsibilities of bills, kids, that kind of thing. But I want to ask you a question. Going to get just a bit personal. Do you keep your marriage marinated with your wife?
I told you. That's what I said. You start on Monday, so that your Friday is going to be perfect. You get what I'm saying? You already know with 4 teenagers, the time of day is very important. Okay, so the time of day that anything's possible is going to be probably overnight, right? Because the expectancy is that your children will be sleeping, right?
Yeah.
So you have to start in the morning. It has to start with the first conversation. If you have any kind of strife or any type of doubt or any type of bad day, the first thing I notice, even in my relationship, we're trying to make sure we good, make sure all conversations and all things that would get us upset are kind of worked out by the end of the day. So at least by dinner time, we all on the same page and we don't have any unresolved issues. Then we get to dinner where we kind of get all the kids' stuff kind of resolved and all those issues off the table. And then the routine that you would think is routine, but it's really just us getting to a relaxed mode, is we'll start watching TV. Start watching TV. Catch up on the DVR shows. Catch up on whatever you would call Netflix and chill. We do that every day.
That's good. That's
every
good,
day.
Yeah.
And if you get into that relaxed mode where you're now smiling and laughing and enjoyed by some kind of entertainment, that sets the mood. You get what I'm saying? And that's just one of many approaches. But what I can tell you is you should make time for it. The problem with long-term relationships is that you think that you're always going to have it, so you don't make time for it.
That is facts. Yeah.
Why would you?
Fire.
I don't have to chase that gazelle. Guess what? She's always going to be there for me. So why would I put some time and energy into chasing that down? No, it's not true. The time you spend, what we call the marination period, that time you spend building up to that point is what's important to make sure that it can happen later. Because you could be literally just like the chef. There's no way that you would throw a frozen turkey into an oven, right? There's no way you would do that.
Yes.
You had to prepare all day. Even though the cook of the turkey was 3 hours, it took 2 hours. I'm sorry, it took a day to defrost, first of all. It took 2 hours to prepare it. And then it took whatever time it takes to put it in the right container for serving it. You're going to put it in the oven, and then the 3-hour cook starts. You get it? So think about that in terms of time with a woman. You need to put in 3 times the effort to get one part back. So if you want to spend 15 minutes with a woman, you could spend an hour warming up the oven. But what if you spent a day preparing? You might have a night of return that you would never forget.
Yeah, you know what? What you said is absolutely fire. And there's a reason why I asked that question to you, is because I believe that in these spaces, I believe that a lot of guys, they don't really want to be players. Yeah, they
don't know what being a player is. They don't know what being a player is.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't become a player until I was married twice.
Yeah, there you go.
That's gonna upset some people. Like, well, you're not a player anymore. You're a married man. You shouldn't be talking like that. Listen, my game got better.
Yeah, you know what?
Better. When I reached 10 years of my second marriage, I knew my game was better because I saw my orbit being flanked by many people trying to infiltrate. It was all coming after me after that point. I was like, ain't this a B? Ain't this a B? I get all this attention, and I'm 10 years into a happy marriage. Sorry for you, ladies.
You know what, Jono? Because you're correct. I mean, so many. I think the word simp gets used too easily around this space as well, especially when it comes to like men who are married. And what I said about guys coming into these spaces, I think a lot of their intention is not to be players. So, yeah, they want to come here, they want to learn stuff, but I think and I believe that a lot of guys, they want long-term relationships. They want girlfriends. They don't want to be out there having rotations. Yeah, some do. A lot do, yeah, absolutely. But I think there's a lot that just want that one girlfriend they just want to have a comfortable life with. And it's like you said. What we agree, like the real game is where it becomes long term, and there's so many guys in these spaces labeling married men simps, but married men who are in currently, like you, Jono, in happy marriages, they're the men that you need to learn from a lot of the time.
It's true.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's sad.
I work in an industry where I get text messages and phone calls from beautiful women, and they are always trying me. Always. Now, why would you want to sign up for that in a marriage? Why would you want to sign up for that? Maybe the real answer is I'm using all that, deflection game that I have to play with them to redirect it back on my wife. How about that? You see what I'm saying? And my wife she never has to feel discouraged, or she never has to feel insecure about the fact that she knows exactly what I'm doing and where I'm at. I don't have to lie to her or nothing like that. She knows I'm coming home to her. So,
Jono, one more thing as well before I pass on to someone else, but I know that somebody else would want to chime in. What Mahogany said in regards to kissing your woman goodbye in the mornings, keeping it marinated with like flirty text messages, etc., what LDA said about marination, I remember I was on the panel on Coach EO's live stream. This was like months ago. Like, shout out to Coach EO. And even he mentioned about, look, if you're living with a woman and you got the day off and you know that she's going to work, wake up in the morning with her, make her coffee while she's getting changed, doing her hair, that kind of thing, make her breakfast. Or if it's snowing outside, why don't you take the snow off the window of the car, start the car for her and get it warm for her so that it's ready. And then there was someone in the chat room said, yeah, but Coach EO, isn't that simpish? You know what I mean? But which is a really sad question to ask. I think it's so whole. Yeah, go on, Jono. Go on.
If you really want the answer to this question, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow. I'm going to tell you right now. There are stages in relationships where the things you just mentioned are literally primal. Okay? When you meet somebody in the first year, you better get up and go take the snow off her car. Okay? But there might be a point in year 10 where she gets up and takes the snow off the car before you get up, and you don't know why. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it didn't take 10 years to do it. Okay? But on the first date with my wife, I'm going to tell you what happened. I went and opened the door for her, right? I opened the door for her, and I made sure she was wearing heels, so I didn't want her to fall in the curb trying to get into my car. And I slammed the door closed, and I was walking around to my driver's side. This is on the first date, young. Listen to what I'm saying. On the first date, by the time I got to my side of the car, I felt the door pop open.
Yes.
You understand? That's when I knew this was not something normal, because every situation is that you are in that allows you to have give and take. You should be literally focusing on that type of relationship and making that type of relationship work. If you don't see any type of cooperation where it comes from both sides, where it looks like the two of you are trying to get there, guess what? It's going to be a lopsided relationship. So getting back to your other question, those chivalrous actions, they don't go out the door. What they do is they start to find a place. What I try to do is I don't try to be a man. I already am a man. What I try to do is I try to solve a problem.
Yes.
I look at something she may have had a challenge with. I said, listen, let's just knock this thing out real quick. Maybe she was having an issue with printing. Maybe she had an issue with her computer. Maybe she had an issue with something going on upstairs. Maybe there's a cabinet door she was trying. I go and solve a problem. That's how I submit to my wife. I go and give her an answer. You know what I'm saying? I give her a solution. To me, that's sexy. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Absolutely. I agree.
Take her somewhere that she's never been. Oh, you want to know about this resource? Here, I send you a resource right here. Here, take this link. Take this link. We're always trying to help each other. That's what makes it sexy. That's what the marination period for us is. That means the direction is always going in the correct direction, up.
Hey, let me chime in here, because I'm gonna debunk this simping thing right now, and this is the simplest way to put it. Now, I'm not trying to act like I have the most game, but what I do think is I'm one of the best at explaining things for people to get it pretty simple when I understand something. So here is the difference between what is simping and what's not. So, like you were saying, EO said, if you're have the day off and she has to work, wake up, you know, get her car warm, you know, make her coffee, you know, do that, right? If that woman is submitting to you and following your program and investing into you, you're investing into her because she's an asset. So those actions are investment actions. That is not simping. That is rewarding good behavior. If you have great employees, you want to do things to keep them motivated. So little acts like that keeps them motivated. Would you want to do something for somebody if they never give you any type of recognition or any type of gratitude for the things you do for them? No. So that's why you do those things, because you show each other, hey, I appreciate you, you appreciate me. Now, here's where it becomes simping. If this woman is disrespecting you, not following things you say and they're not things that are crazy, they're things that make sense, they're things that will help both of you out. If she's acting renegade-ish, if she's over here not doing her part, and yet you're still doing these things for her because you're not recognizing that she's not doing her job, or you're doing these things out of fear of loss because, well, maybe if I do these things, it'll make her follow my program more. Maybe if I do these acts, now she's going to come back and follow my fold. That is simping, because you're not doing it from a place of strength or a place of you just genuinely want to do it, or a place of logical thought. You're doing it from a place of ignorance or scarcity. And that's what is simping. So, dude, I'm a gentleman all the time, but I'm a gentleman, period. Not just with women. I'm a gentleman with men. So it's like, I'm not going to do anything with somebody that I wouldn't do for other people that appreciate me. This woman's not going to get special treatment off top just because I met her and there might be a chance I could smash.
No, I agree. Yeah.
If you're investing in someone and they're not investing back, that is a part of relationships. There are going to be times where people get comfortable and you got to know when to pull back, because it's like that one, that saying says, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Sometimes you have to, if people get too comfortable with you, you have to pull back for them to realize what they have. A smart woman, a smart man, a smart person is going to recognize that and change their behavior and come back, because even pimps go through this and they got to do this too. Or you're going to realize that, hey, they're not following you more and you got to move on. That's the difference between investment and simping.
No, I agree. That's fire. Yeah, facts.
Shout out to D's Nuts. Thank you for the $4.99. This is a good game today. This is really good because Jonathan W said something in the chat room. I didn't even think about it, and you put something, you said it, and you pretty much capsulated what he's saying. He said, LD, I think the long-term game message is your lane. A lot of cats really desire that at the end of the day and don't have the know-how when it comes to it. And I think that's the issue. Like you said, everyone want to be a player, pimp. You ever notice at Halloween time, people put on, you ever see a guy put on a gorilla suit? Anybody ever see that? People on the gorilla suit and they go around in the streets and be like, I think that's what's happened on a lot of these YouTube streets and off these YouTube streets. Everyone wants to put on the persona that they are the alpha gorilla, where secretly they want to be in a relationship with a woman, but they don't want to be played by the woman.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you look at it for what it really is, okay? When you see pimps and players, you don't see them losing, okay? You think that they always have success. You don't see their shortcomings. You don't see the trials and tribulations that they took to get to that position. You just want to be in the same position that they am at their highest level of success. But what you need to look at is even simping is more like the reserved. You're not anywhere participator. You are nowhere near anywhere in the game. You are on the sidelines. You are in the stands. You are a spectator, okay? You just listen to any old thing somebody throw at you. Somebody bring down, you ever been in the stands and they hand you the candy? You don't ever go to the stands to get the candy. You're waiting for someone to hand you what you think you should be happy with. You're waiting somebody to hand you a drink that's been sitting around in the sun and it's not, the ice ain't even fresh in there no more. You see what I'm saying? That's a simp. A simp is a person who accepts what anybody just tells them.
You know, John, just a feedback, feed on what you just said there in regards to listening to just anyone. In these spaces, we have to be careful who we listen to. Because I must admit, I did listen to quite a few channels and I got taken up on that. Coach EO even said that to me. He punched me in the chest at one time. And even Steve the Dean did as well. I step back now and if you're listening to people and they don't provide solutions for you to make you better, then don't listen to them. That's why I listen to only a select few now. Alfie, LDA, Steve the Dean, Lucario, Miles, EO, etc., K Zagan, etc. I listen to those men and also Mr. 1950 as well because they're focused on manhood and they're focused on providing solutions for you. And unfortunately, so many channels, they don't provide solutions for you. They just complain. So we have to be careful to who we listen to. So I agree, Jono.
I'm raising 4 adults in my house, okay? They're going to be adults one day, okay? They've gone from childhood to adolescence to now almost becoming young adults, okay? They're only 3 or 4 years away. And what I have to realize is a responsibility is that the example that I set is going to set them forward for the rest of their life. And what you need to realize is even in every relationship you're in, you're setting the example for their next attempt, even if yours doesn't work out with them. So you should be setting a good path for everyone you meet, everyone in your midst. If you're on the YouTube teaching, set an example so it will predicate across the actual universe that we call our home. You see what I'm saying? If you're just worried about likes and you're just worried about submits and subscriptions, then you're in it for the wrong reason because you're not actually helping. All you're doing is predicating a problem that will never get a resolution to it.
That's true.
Boy. Y'all, you know what you're teaching. I think a lot of times that your guys are on it today. This is good. Wow, this came over from Alfie's channel all the way over here to the Thinking class. And this is actually bringing excellence to the game because it needs to talk about that what you said, unique. A lot of guys secretly really want long-term relationships.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Look, as soon as we say that, guess who pops back on?
Hey, y'all.
Oh, she's back. With her sexy braids.
Oh, thank you guys. I've been trying to listen and doing my little stuff at the same time. So what did I miss? Where are we at?
So
you missed a lot.
So let me say this. In this space, I mean, you can pretty much chime in when I'm in this space. I think a lot of guys, as Unique has said, and it was chimed in the chat room, and then everyone pretty much came in. A lot of guys say they want to be players and they want a rotation, but secretly they really want long-term relationships, but they don't want to present that because they want to present that they are this persona that's not really them.
Yeah, I could believe that. I think, and it's just, I have a son, and I have uncles and brothers and cousins, but I've kind of seen that. I think when boys or young men, when they're young, they do struggle with kind of being able to say, this is what I like and say it out publicly. I have a friend, I've talked about him before. He likes plus size women, but now he's a grown man. He can say that, but I bet you if he was a teenage kid and he liked that type of woman, it would be hard for him to come out and say that. I think it is something that young guys struggle with when they're younger, just being able to say, this is what I like. This is me. This is who I am. I don't want to be a player. I want a woman. That's not the life I want.
It's funny you say that. I remember, I think we talked about this, John. It was a preacher came to our church years ago, and he used to say that there are men who like the big mamas, and they are not, And what happens is society shames them because of what they like. So they end up getting someone who's not like that, and they end up being unhappy. The key to all of this, John, you say it all the time, is your happiness.
Yes.
Yes.
In my first marriage, I was forced into a life of what other people thought happiness was. Okay. I was built on the foundation of the church. Oh, you shouldn't be living with her because she should be your wife. You're living out of wedlock. All this other stuff, all kinds of stuff. And we fell into that. I ended up getting married at 20 years old, just conforming to somebody else's standard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, all I had to do was undo that. It took 7 years to undo what I thought happiness was supposed to be for somebody else and decide what happiness was for me. And then we made a joint decision to go find it ourselves. You see, it could take you years to fix the problem society throws at you. Mm-hmm. You have a better chance just deciding on working on you first.
Mm-hmm. You know, LD and John, just to feed off what you guys just said. Yeah, so many guys, they're too concerned about what other people, especially what their friends would think if they date or have a relationship with a woman who's probably not attractive in their eyes. You know, for example, like a Jono's wife, he's married to her, right? Mm-hmm. To him, she's cool, she's attracted, that kind of thing. Maybe to me, she won't be. Maybe to LDA, she won't be. Who's the other gentleman on the panel, LDA?
That's Trav.
He's got different avatar. Sorry, mm-hmm. Or maybe to Trav, she will be attractive. What's attracted to me might not be attracted to Jono, might not be attracted to LDA, but might be attracted to Travis. So yeah, we need to stop. We need to stop like thinking about what other people would think about who you're dating. If she's for you, and you like her, and you're attracted to her, and she loves you, and she does things for you, that's all that matters. Nobody else's opinion matters. Screw their opinions. You're
exactly right. How about this? Stop trying to change somebody else's mind because you think yours is made up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Well, if I like who I like, why are you trying to talk them out of me? If I like marriage, why are you trying to talk me out of marriage? If you're single, I'm not trying to talk you out of being single. I'm just telling you what my choices led to my decision making. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tell anybody if you really listening to us, which if anybody is truly listening to the thinking class, we're saying work on you. Work on what makes you a better person, and that will attract what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Can I want to chime in on what he just said. What's his name? What's your name? The guy with the hat?
Oh,
Jono.
Jonah?
Yes, Jono.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jonah. I wanted to just add on to what you said. Not only that, but sometimes they'll shame the men. I see them shame the men, like, you know, for what they want. And then when it's not shaming the guy for what they want, then it's it was something else that you just said. It's Lord, I'm getting old. But it's pretty much just piggybacking on what you said. It's oh Lord, it's gonna come back to me. But the shaming thing really needs to stop, because at the end of the day, these people and their approval, they don't really do anything for you, right? They're not paying your bills. Yeah. You know what you got when you get home. You know all the things that woman does that you like, and that's why you like her. So they don't know those things. They don't know what she's doing for you. So
you can't stop a man who really likes a woman. You can't stop them from what they would try to do to get her. So who's to judge what is the correct way to court that person? Who's to say what's the right way? What a woman's looking for is your intent in the first place. If she is really attracted to you, then she's going to be susceptible to all your attempts and let you woo her properly. But if she is just a player in her own game, she'll reject you. And then a person is supposed to be smart to recognize that rejection and move on.
That's the thing. Go ahead. You're going to try.
No, I was going to say, like, my thing is like, I don't really have time. Like, I'm not worried about shaming other people because I'm worried about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand the whole shaming philosophy because it's like, why, you know what I mean? The only time that I'll have something to say about something if somebody is in a sphere of influence and they're trying to influence somebody with false information. That's where it's like, okay, nah, like you're over here spreading some BS. You need to get called out on that. But if somebody has personal preferences and is living their way of their life in the privacy of their own life, and you just want to overly chime in on what they're doing, it's like, well, bro, if you like what you're doing, why don't you just focus on what you're doing and not worry about that? You know what I'm saying? I don't care if a man likes plus size women. Now, here's the only thing I will say to that is this: there's a lot of men that I know will say that if you have conversations with them in private, they really do want a woman that's not plus size, but they can't get that, so they just outwardly say to protect themselves, "Oh, I like plus size women." Now, there are some men that can get all types of women and they like plus size women, then cool. You know what I'm saying? But that would be the only thing. And again, that usually comes from a place of influence where it's like, all right, you're lying, bro. Like, you don't have to lie to kick it. Just, admit this or that. But other than that, yeah, it's not on me to go and look at somebody and overly want to chime in on their life. And
I
that's
know,
one
I
thing
know
I
how it
noticed.
would work though, Trav. You want to hear how it would work, Trav? If I wanted to be popular, I could tell you what you're doing wrong, so you'll follow what I want you to do. You see?
Right. No, I've had people in my life overly chime in on things I'm doing, and I'll be like, bro, I'll be thinking in my head, well, number one, like I'm not really doing bad, so why are you so critical of what I'm doing? And number two, like
they want to have attention.
Why do you feel like you always have to tell me something? Like I could tell you something about what you're doing too. I just choose not to do that because I don't care to do that. That's not energy I want to spend my time on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when people do that, where they overly shame you, they're actually going to expose something in them they can be shamed about.
And you know what as well? Look, marriage and kids is not for everyone. So I'm not forcing this onto anyone. But I work around one of like the biggest tourist sites in London. Okay, and it's basically like it's a mini parks. It's where the London Eye is. It's all down there, and you get tourists and you get families coming out left, right, and centre. And believe me when I say this, when I would sit there or when I would walk and I would observe a man, a woman with kids, and they're having a great time, that to me is so priceless. I love that. Okay, but in these spaces, there are guys who are trying to discourage marriages and having kids. Yes, I know that marriages are a big risk because of child support and divorce rates, etc., etc. But in the case of Jono, look at Jono. Okay, fair enough. It's his second marriage. That's fair enough. It happens. But look at him now. Look how many years he's been with his wife. You know what I mean? And so why are guys trying to discourage it? Mahogany's been with her partner for many years, and I believe, Mahogany, you're going to get married to him soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. So look, the thing is, like, if you know what you're doing, having a woman who will ride or die for you, and then having kids with her after that, it's a priceless thing. So yeah,
shouldn't that be the goal?
Yeah. Exactly. And and like Travis said, Travis hasn't got time to shame people. He's working on himself. He's concentrating on himself. That's what guys need to do. Yes, there will be guys saying, "Yeah, but you don't know what happens behind closed doors." Yes, we don't know exactly. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. So why are you judging?
Exactly. If we spend,
you know what I mean?
If we spent all our time just judging and categorizing and all this stuff, what's the point of all this advice of dealing with women and dealing with men if you don't end up getting with one?
I do want to. Now I remember what I was going to say. John, no, and Unique brought it to me. What I was going to say was that if you don't want to get married, whether you're a man or a woman, we don't want you to be out here claiming like you want to, because there are a lot of people that really should not be on the dating market, because and just be upfront and say, you know what, I don't want this. I want to play the field. I want to have multiple women. women respect that way more than lies and sneaking around, and you got this woman cross town and that woman cross town, and you just all over the place. Women respect honesty more, and it just makes you a better person. It makes you have the character when you're just honest about what you're doing. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you could be at a place in your life. For instance, my son is 21. He's not ready to settle down with nobody at that age. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a good time. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Just say it. Don't play games with people. And there's a lot of women that aren't ready. Also, it took me, I'm in my 40s, but I can genuinely say I did get married early. I wasn't ready. Looking back on it, I wasn't ready, but I don't regret anything in life. I'm not one of those people that believes in regrets. I learned from the experience. And like Unique was saying, for me, having a child, that marriage experience and having my son was one of the best things I ever did in my life. And so for me to sit up here and say and tell people you shouldn't do it and did it, I would never do that, because for me, it motivated me so much to do so many things that I would have never done if I never had him. Going into military, that was the decision to help take care of my child. Working jobs, multiple jobs, saving money, that those were decisions because I had a child to take care of. So children bring so much to your life that's immeasurable. There's no amount of money that can really replace the look that you get, from your baby when they're, fresh out the womb. There's just no replacement for that. So just keep that in mind.
And also as well, somebody else's experience, it doesn't mean it's going to be your experience either.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
I mean, so
you should be trying to put up as much experiences as possible so that people that align with your experiences can relate to what actually happens. What happens is we don't like to tell our story. We just like to tell people what they did was wrong. Telling the story will tell the actual true path that was taken in that particular scenario, and then you can make your own choices of whether you want to take pieces and bits of those particular experiences.
This has been a great discussion. Just talking about we never did a panel on Friday, but this was really good. I like this because it draws out all the knowledge and information that we have inside of us. And let me get it what Jonathan W put in the chat room, which is really good. I listen to LDA and John O'Daly, and I resonate with their message, but they are not my God. Why should you seek validation from folks that don't live your life? Just apply what works for you. Respect.
Yes.
Yes, fire. W to sum it up properly. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's definitely it. So yeah, this has been a great discussion. What else I want to? It's fun. We emphasize the shaming that women do to men, but we never talk about the shaming that men do to other men.
Crazy.
Was LDA?
You have the problem.
Was LDA? Yeah, exactly what John just said. LDA is the enemy is not necessarily women; it's the men. I mean, it's our own fellow species who are, like you said, shaming us or shaming other guys. So yeah, I agree.
You know what I heard from one of my mentors back in the day? The smartest thing he could tell me, and it was one of the most hurtful things that I heard, because I followed this man for years, for almost 20 years before he told me, you know what you have to have? And I was like, wait, you're going to change my whole life. You always tell me the right thing. Tell me what's the next thing? He said, what you should have had was many mentors. You know why? Because if you follow just me, then you're just following what I would have did, which is, he said, the smartest thing I ever did was have many mentors so that I could pick and choose and tailor make my experience. And that's what you need to understand here. Even though you accept the part of the thinking class that is for you, that's not your whole experience. It's supposed to be the totality of you and your journey.
Yeah, I agree with that, because one thing I've noticed in this space is that cats will be like, well, you don't have game, or if you don't do it exactly like this. And it's like, no, that's not really it. It's like, you just want to get the results you want. And game is also going to be subjective to you as far as your personality, what you like to do, how you like to communicate and all that. Now, there's certain things that, yes, are standard across the board, but there are other things that aren't. And if I try to run my game the exact same way that LDA does, or Jono does, or Unique does, I'm not them. I didn't grow up around the same environment totally. I'm not the same person. Everything makes us who we are. So you have to kind of just tailor make things for what fits your personality. And like I've had that sometimes too, where I might run the way I like to do things a certain way, and then another guy sees me doing it, and then he's like, "Oh, I mean, that's not how you should be doing it." And it's like, well, maybe you wouldn't do it like that way, bro, but I guarantee you my receipts look just as good or better than your receipts. So what are you talking about? I'm not over here talking about what you're doing. So it's like, you do it the way you want to do it. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it.
Think about it like this, all right? When you were in primary school, or what you would call it elementary school, right? How many teachers did you have all year? You had one teacher, correct? But you weren't considered an advanced student or a high school student or even a college student until you had many, many, many experiences. Particular education was now derived on the almost 100 people interaction to get your degree now. You see what I'm saying? It's no longer right. Mrs. Jackson from the one school with 20 kids in the class. Now you have to interact with many students, many teachers, counselors, guidance people, including the dean, including the administrators. That's how you get your actual degree now, and that proves you're on a whole other level. So if you guys are out there thinking that only one person is supposed to contribute to your success, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this discussion about just another subject we could talk about another time, LDA, in regards to because we mentioned it before LDA one time, where I mentioned about influences in society and in communities, where I mentioned one time where there's not many men who are working in certain industries, whereas it's mostly dominated by women, and also vice versa. I mean, for example, you know, STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. I think that's where men tend to go into. Like, they basically like to work with things, whereas women, they tend to work with people. So yeah, that's another discussion for another time that we can have, because I think that's very important, because I don't think there's many men working in certain industries where I believe, in my opinion, I might be wrong, where they can add value and influence.
Yeah, I think that to summarize that, yeah, because we way in the time. We normally in at 1:30. so let me bring it right here to this. I think we need more men and women to actually to share the other side of what they do, and not just this side. Shout out to Bernie L. He's going to start a channel on auto, because he's an auto mechanic.
Okay.
So that's, to me, that's important, because that bridges the gap into what? Another part of the piece that men need. So, in saying that, let me take it this. Mahogany, we're going to do this, and because we come, Mahogany, I want you to give me the first number to come to your mind.
9.
9. We know how we do this here.
How?
Here we go. 9 is the number for today. You know what's about to happen, Trav, right?
Uh-oh.
9 is the number for today. 9 is the number. Everybody put 9 in the chat room. You're watching, put 9. Success is the game. Your game could cater to the personal success. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So no. Everyone put 9 in the chat room. No. That's not it. Everyone put 9 in the chat room. What we do over here is, just because it's spirituality and the game, so we tap into the spirit and put it with the game. So 9 is the number for today, and so we're going to find the angel number, or what 9 means, because you're going to see what's going to happen. It's okay. Magic. Yeah. So 9. So one put to get the angel number for number 9. Angel number for number 9. She said the number 9. 9 is not, there we go. There go Bernie L. Shout out to you. He's going to start his channel, Automotives. That's what I'm talking about. He's an auto mechanic. That's needed. Just talked about you, brother. 9 is the number for today. 9. We can find that angel number. I don't know where Sharice is. She might be driving or eating some more turkey.
Need to do a channel on refrigerator compressors, because my compressor tried to go on me the other day and I changed it out myself. I was like, I ain't time for a new refrigerator yet.
So 9 is the number. Anybody get the angel number right quick for angel number 9? Angel number 9. Let me pull it up right quick.
And I needed my wife's help to do it. Can you imagine that? I had to change the refrigerator compressor and I needed my wife's help to do it. We found the part that was frozen inside the refrigerator and she had to use the hairdryer.
That's, oh my God, that happened to us last month. I'm telling you, the freezer part. Thank God.
Talk about cooperation, right?
Teamwork, yes.
Refrigerator part, and then I said, "Go get the hairdryer."
Yes.
She was able to defrost the freezer where the fan got all caught up and was making all this loud buzzing noise. And as soon as we put the panel back on, the refrigerator started working fine.
Yeah, your what's it called? The coils got frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I work in that industry.
It was actually the air compressor fan.
Air compressor, the fan?
The fan for the air compressor. What was happening was the water from the ice maker was dripping on it, and it was freezing on the fan blade, and and it was hitting the ice and making this loud vibrating noise.
Crazy. Well, I cannot find this number for me.
We did something with a hairdryer.
Yeah. So angel number. Okay, angel number meaning and symbols. A person who has the number 9 or the angel number are natural born leaders. They take care of everyone that is in need. It is not a problem for them because deep down inside they are true humanitarians. General and Julie enjoy helping others, and this is not giving me the number I'm looking. Where is Cerise? Thank you. See, I'm glad for my people helping.
That sounds like me.
Here you go. Angel number 9 is a sign from the angels that your life path and soul mission involves being a service humanitarian through the use of your natural skills and talents.
Wow.
Is that you?
That's very much like me. And I just want to say this because I grew up in the church and it was forbidden for us to think about, astrology and stuff like that. But I have a friend, she's from the islands, she's into signs and stuff. And a lot of times, I've come to her a couple of times and asked her questions. And I was shocked at how right a lot of times it often is. It's amazing. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Can I ask you a question? Something?
Sure.
Okay. What day is Easter every year?
I don't celebrate Easter.
But in the religion that we, most commonly known as Christianity, what day is Easter?
Sunday, right? Easter Sunday.
It's Easter Sunday, but what day of the month is it? What day is it? What month is it? What day is it? Nobody knows, right? Because it changes, right?
Sometimes March, sometimes April. Yeah.
The reason why it changes is because it follows the path of the moon. So if you don't believe in astrology, why do you have a holiday that follows the path of the moon?
That's true. Like Christians, yeah.
That's a whole other discussion.
But that old-fashioned
Southern thing. You have a religion that tells you not to follow something, that it follows something to develop the holiday.
That's true. That's a good point. I never thought about it like that. But my mom was a what do you call it? Starch. Like she was very strict with us. We weren't allowed to play cards. We weren't allowed to do a lot of things when we were younger.
I'll give you one more. You want one more?
Sure.
How did they find Jesus? How did they find Jesus when the wise men were looking for him? How did they find him?
Following a star.
What? That sounds like astrology.
Yeah, it does.
They followed the what star? The North Star.
Northern Star.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also Jesus Christ wasn't born on 25th December either.
Exactly. See,
right.
So we have to be very cognizant. What they said was forbidden. They wanted to keep you reading the children's book. And that's okay. It was for you to go on a journey to find more about it.
Right. That's
But
a good.
John,
I never thought about. Oh, go ahead, Unique.
oh, sorry, Mahogany. But John, the calendar that we're following is a Roman calendar, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are much older calendars. It's actually, we're in the 5700th year, I think, right now.
God, there you go, innit?
There we go. So you see, that's why we call this, when spirituality and the game combined, you got the what? The thinking class, because we tie in. So that number 9 was for you, Mahogany, because of what you're going to do in the year 2000 and what?
2022.
Correct. So you about to get married, right?
Oh, well, we are, but we haven't. So much is going on right now with our families and this whole COVID thing. We haven't locked down a date, but everybody knows we had our little announcement. But it's a little nuts right now with getting our family, because all of our family is not in the same area. We have to figure out where we're going to have it, like which state we're going to have it in and stuff like that. People not being able to fly, stuff like that.
When is the 9th month?
September.
Oh, okay. Leave it right there. I'm just talking right now.
No, I didn't even know. I've got to definitely check in. I am subscribed, but I've got to check in more with you so I can see how your show goes. I like this.
So what happens the 9th month, right? September, right? 2022. Just a thought. You live in what? You live in a
right.
the West Coast, right?
I live in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Be a nice time to have a wedding.
Yeah.
She ain't caught it yet.
No, I got it. I'm not saying anything, but I'm going to be sharing more stuff online. I am.
Anyway, I'm not gonna. We ain't gonna dive there, but
okay.
Yeah, but September looks nice.
Okay.
Weather's still nice, you know what I mean? It's August. Yeah, family can everybody settle in and coming in. But but that's your decision between you and your husband. But
Thank you.
And I respect that.
just think about it, Mahogany. Just think about it.
Trust me, it's the topic that we've been going back and forth, just trying to get out. We got a really big family. Between both of us have big families, trying to just get as many people in. That's the issue. And like my mom is already in her 70s, but she lives here locally. So just trying to get people there. Yeah. Oh.
At word, you got the timetable. You got to hurry up. If you're gonna come up right now.
Edward Bailey.
Come on, you got. I put the link in there. You hit that clock because I got some greens in there and some cornbread that's calling my name.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Sure.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I think Alfie disagrees with me, but I've brought this up several times. I believe that women can be alphas too. I've always said that I had an alpha type personality. Do you men believe that women can have, and to me, when I say alpha, I'm just talking about a leader type of personality. I've always made my own path in life. Do you feel like women can be alphas?
Let me chime in on this. So women can be leaders per se, but women can't be alpha. And here's the reason why. Because alpha means that you're the strongest of the group, the dominant total leader. So put it like this. If men and women had a gender war and men didn't care about procreating, this is not a shot, but because of our physical dominance, men could wipe women off the planet.
But when I say that, I'm talking about not really alpha over a man, just alpha period. Like in the wolf pack. In the wolf pack, the females actually lead the pack. But go ahead. Maybe that's a bad example.
Well, my understanding of alpha is that alpha is the leader of all. So, when it comes to that, the most thorough man and the most thorough woman, if you put them together, the most thorough man is going to be more thorough than the most thorough woman. Hence, the man is going to be alpha. And if we want to talk, maybe that's wolves, but as far as humans, no, women aren't alpha.
Yeah.
I just wonder what y'all thought. What do you think?
I would chime in. Actually, I need to head off anyway, but I will say this. Women amongst themselves. I think there can be women within their own group who there will be a dominant person or even more than one person within those groups. But yeah, as Travis said, I agree with what he said about women not being alphas when it comes to like humans, that kind of thing. But yeah, there can be women who can be dominant within their own groups, and maybe dominant with a guy who is not as entirely strong, but with a strong man, absolutely not. No.
Here's the thing I want to add to it too. For a woman to act quote unquote alpha, she has to mimic male behaviors. For a man to be alpha, he just be himself, the true form of himself. So if you have to mimic something that you're not, that means you're not the most dominant. It means you have to emulate what is the most dominant.
I could tell you a scenario where a woman can. Okay.
Jonah, sorry, my brother. I'm going to head off, so I'll jump off.
All right.
But guys, it was a pleasure being with you guys. And LDA, thank you for being a fantastic host. Like and subscribe to LDA. Join his follow him on Instagram, and also all the others. Like Mahogany's got her own channel. I'm not sure whether Jonah has. Travis has got his Instagram. My Instagram is Antonio_unique79. So God bless you guys, and thank you very much for having me on.
God bless you. Bye bye.
Hey, LDA, how you doing, man? Hey, I'm Mahogany. What's going on with you?
All right, peace out.
That's Edward. What's going on, bro?
I got some good news for you, LDA. My younger brother, Randall, just got engaged today.
Yo, what?
My younger brother just got engaged to be married today.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now the game really begins.
LDA, I had discussions about marriage with this young acquaintance of mine, and I told her that, how the marriage works out now depends on the man and woman involved. One size doesn't fit all.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I'm going to step out too, y'all.
Okay.
Hey, thank you for having me on the panel. I appreciate everything.
Much love, brother.
I wanted to address a scenario where you can have a female. I don't like the word alpha, tell you the truth. I don't like the word. I like the word leadership because it actually makes more sense to me. But it can happen when it's delegated. Okay, if you all agree on who's in charge of this particular situation, why not? You see what I'm saying? It all comes down to cooperation. Okay, a person can have those leadership tendencies where it fits and it applies. Don't you agree?
I agree with that. I do.
All right. And why do we have to label it something that is stigmatized by the other gender? That's the problem. The problem with it is the word alpha. Okay. I never heard. I didn't hear the word alpha until somebody told me on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a YouTube thing. That's what I was wondering. I just wanted to know what you guys thought about it.
My mother was a event planner for many executives at AT&T, and she came home to her husband every day. She made more money than him and everything. That didn't make him subservient to her. He was still the man. She was still the woman. Okay? Whatever gender roles you want to say, fine. But guess what? When it came to the money, she was in charge. She was better at it.
Right. I mean, just because you're not alpha in one category of life doesn't mean you can't be alpha in another category.
Exactly. It's about cooperation. Do where your strengths in your particular situation apply. In my household, I do better with that type of thing, but I'm nowhere near good at some of the other things. I'm not good at certain things, and listen, you can take the reins on that one.
I think what's happened is because of the stigma the stigma around the word alpha, and now men using it, now women picking up using it, it has watered down the meaning of it. And what happens is it has been people have become intoxicated with that term. And with being intoxicated with that term, we miss out on the true meaning of it. And also we started to misuse it the wrong way.
It's true.
So what's happened is we have men using it the wrong way and we have women using it the wrong way. And so what happens is it becomes now not about the alpha term itself. It becomes now more about a power struggle between the two individuals.
Exactly.
And what happens is if there's no cooperation, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to work. Now, the other side of this, I want to also bring out since about a woman being alpha, the dangerous part, if we were to use it in the context of the conversation, outside of this conversation, rather, and using the terms that everyone else is using them, a woman has to be careful using the word alpha when it comes to when she's dealing with certain particular type of men. Now, if she's dealing with another type of man, he might accept that. But if she's leading by saying she's alpha and not leading by saying that she's a woman, as we all know, we talk about here on the thinking class, you should be leading by who you are, not by a title of who you are. If you have to announce that you're an alpha woman, makes me question, not saying you per se, Mahogany, but women who say they lead by, I'm an alpha woman, I got the heels on, I'm a boss baby. I always sit back and say, you know what, you become an easy target for me.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear a woman say, I'm a boss baby, I'm an alpha woman, I do this. I'm telling you, when a woman says she's a boss baby, she's an alpha woman, I got this, I sit back in my mind and go like this.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. I'm going to get you. And I'm going to make you just LD after dark stuff.
Like, I'm going to make you a project now.
Yes. You're going to find out who is the real alpha, because I'm not going to say it, but you're going to say it at the right time when I need you to say it. I said a whole lot right there. But she's going to say it. Who's the alpha? You are, daddy. Oh, okay. Just okay.
I agree. It's the same thing with the submit thing. I don't think those are words that you have to say. I just don't believe you have to say those words. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not a sensitivity thing. What it is a stigma thing. We have put these crazy definitions on words that didn't belong in the vocabulary in the first place. And that's what we get it wrong. We getting it wrong. Okay, I have no problem with, okay, my wife has a Juris Doctorate degree. I don't challenge her on legal issues.
Right.
I don't challenge her. You got it. You got it. You know, some people, you got the t-shirt and the jeans. Listen, you got it. I'm never going to come after you for something like that, because I know you're qualified. You literally have a degree in it. But
that's being smart, knowing when to delegate something. When somebody's better at something than you, know, a real person with sense and leadership skills knows, okay, I'm gonna delegate this to you because you're better at this particular thing.
That's what I'm saying. If you were gonna go to I know it's gonna be completely off the rails here, but if you were to go to a S&M place, right, you're delegating authority to somebody else to put you into submission, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're asking for somebody to do it, and guess what? Then there's no way you can say that there isn't a place where that doesn't apply. You see what I'm saying? And that applies. And that goes for leadership in the job roles. You're telling me if your boss wasn't in charge of you, even though she didn't say the word "I'm alpha female," you know you gotta listen to her. You know you gotta do what she says.
Yeah.
You
see what I'm saying?
The first time I heard about the term submission, I heard about it in like a Christian and biblical context, where it talked about the wives submit to the husbands. And according to that scripture, it didn't matter who made the most money. It's still like a spiritual principle, because you got the principles of masculine and feminine. The masculine is active and dynamic, and the feminine is peaceful and restful.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's
and
even
when
when,
people, and then when the men and women don't have a proper insightful understanding of that, in the practical sense, that's where that dysfunction comes from.
That's
you
what
people that trying to biologically act in roles that are biologically suited for by nature.
You hitting it right on the head. Definition is most important. What we're getting is secondhand information from a person who can't read. Right. When it comes to these terms.
or someone who's not experienced on that type of path.
Thank you very much.
Because see, a woman cannot teach a boy how to be a man because she's a female. And a man cannot teach a girl how to be a woman because he's not a female.
So that's definitely, man. That's why it's so important when we define things on these YouTubian streets, that you get the definition of what something means and not the personal interpretation of what the person said it means. That even goes over here. You got to
the laws of the universe and the laws of nature. There's only two genders, male and female. That's universal law, and that's natural law, and those laws are immutable and unchanged. No matter what type of spin definition you want to put on it, it still is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Now, Edward, it's your first time coming up here. So, Edward, tell me, what city are you in?
I am in Dallas, Texas. I'm originally from Little Rock, Arkansas. So I just had to come to like a major change in my life. I remember when I turned, 50 in August of 2019. I realized that I had to do better and get out of my comfort zone. So I had to leave Arkansas and come here to Texas for some new and gainful experiences. So as I continue on my journey, my holistic journey, because I came up with this path about what is the meaning of being a champion. Yeah, being a championship. Yeah. So
tell me, tell me this, and tell me because I'm way past time. I'm way past time. I'm greens about ready to go. So tell me this. So tell me this. There's no kids around you, or is it?
No, there's no children around me.
You don't have kids, right?
No, I'm 52 years old and I'm still single.
Okay.
No children.
Okay. Good. And you came from Arkansas to Dallas, right?
Yeah. From Little Rock, Arkansas to Dallas, Texas. But I was in Douglasville first. And then I found out that they're trying to train me for this bodyguard job and everything. So I'm training for that in Dallas. So I had to leave from Douglasville, Texas to go to Dallas, Texas to further my training and to get more certified. So I'm just going through the paperwork right now as we speak. So I'm taking a break from it online,
So you pretty much, in the words of Coach Greg Adams, you're a free agent.
Well, I've learned from different people over the years. I've learned from Ron Wills, ARC, because they're like master teachers of the game. When it comes to them, it's about self-improvement and self-development.
So you pretty much, what I'm saying is you can move it anytime you can want to, right?
Yeah, because with me, being on a life's journey is a ever-evolving process, because the moment you stop learning, that's the moment you die.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm asking this, the reason why I'm asking that is because 2020. It's your first time here, and I don't want to shock you too much, but 2022. I don't know how comfortable you are in Dallas, but how comfortable are you in Dallas? It's the reason why I'm asking you this.
Well, I am comfortable right now because I've been, I've had experience in dealing with martial arts, military training, and all that. So it's due to my martial arts and security background that offered me the job, and I've dealt with certain hazardous situations before.
So Edward, this is what I'm getting at to cut across the chase, because I'm going to get my greens in a minute because they marinated. In 2022, don't be surprised. There's something to think about if another move has to come up for you.
Yeah, that's what got me to thinking, because it's like, even though I got a bunch of brothers in Arkansas, I only got one other sister in Dallas, and my other older sister moved back to Arkansas. So
So, so what I'm saying is be open. There might be another move coming your direction in 2022. This biggest thing is to be open and be flexible, because when it happens, when you're going to hear my voice say, you know what, LDA done said that. Be open, and there's another move that's going to be coming up to you. But I need to get ready to go. I appreciate everyone that came up. Edward, it's your first time coming up. I appreciate you. I know you got the game I hear it in you, but I'm about to get ready to close up. I need to get these.
I'm one of your new subscribers now too.
I appreciate that, dog. I appreciate that. Dude, you gotta when we talk on here is we talk on so everybody know, because we with spirituality and the game, we combine them together. And so this what creates the thinking class. So we talk on, we're not just focusing on let me get some more sex or women and things like that. We're talking about getting you to a level holistically as a man or holistically as a woman. And then we do not shun women over here. We do not bash women over here.
You know, the path of the Mac is the path of the Mac is a holistic endeavor.
That's the way they roll. So we about to get out of here. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming, Mahogany. Thank you for coming up. This is how we do it. We out of here. Music came on.
Bye. Peace.
John, you think they got something today? This is a long show today.
I hope so. You have to play it back.
Just man, you gotta chop this up, man. Jeez Louise. Oh man, I ain't talked this much in a long time.
Pick the right day to do it.
Right on Black Friday. Wow, what a day. Oh man. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Peace. Gotta get these greens, man. No jerk chicken today. Got some greens over there. All right. Oh, we gotta go. Bernie L, thanks for coming up yesterday. Oh boy. Peace.